this whole struggle. Y'all thought she bought a house. She did not buy my mama no house. Stop lying. She did not. She bought my daddy a house with his trick ass. And then he got the smallest house on the block. Fuck, talking about she retired. That man retired on his own time, and she didn't retire shit.
Memphis, it was fun growing up in Memphis though. It was bad. I mean, not bad. Like, you know, the city got his
name. I know, trust me.
Yeah, type shit. But you know, I'm really proud to say I'm from Memphis, but I just don't understand Memphis. I used to sing in church, and I wanted to be a singer, but I realized I couldn't sing no more.
What?
So, yeah, I couldn't sing no more. So I started rapping because I always wanted to be on the scene of music. You know.
GloRilla really touched the top, no debate about it. She's living loud now, pulling up in Bentleys, getting cosmetic work done, sitting front row at award shows like it's regular life, cameras flashing, designer outfits, VIP access everywhere. But here's the part that has people talking crazy. Her family is still deep in survival mode. Her mom is reportedly still working long shifts at FedEx. Her siblings are allegedly struggling to cover rent. And word is, her dad had to borrow $100 just to stay afloat. That contrast alone has the internet heated. And nah, it doesn't stop there. I got inside details on why she really switched her energy towards certain people around her, and it's wild when you hear it laid out. Folks close to the situation say things changed fast, and not everyone was ready for that shift. This whole story is layered, messy, and honestly shocking. So let's rewind all the way back, because the beginning makes the present hit way harder. Before the fame, before the awards, before the viral moments, there was a girl named GloRilla Woods, raised in Memphis, Tennessee, and when people say she came up rough, they mean every bit of that. No silver spoons, no shortcuts, no safety net. She grew up in an environment where every day was about survival, not comfort. That pressure shapes you early. Here's something that still blows minds. GloRilla is one of 10 siblings. 10! That's a packed house in any city. But in Memphis with limited money, that's a non-stop struggle. Imagine stretching groceries, sharing bedrooms, passing down clothes, and making miracles out of nothing. That was everyday life for them. And this wasn't just being low income, it was real hardship. Reports say the house had serious issues: rats, roaches, broken furniture, unstable utilities. Some nights meant sleeping on worn-out air mattresses. Other days meant washing up with bottled water when services were cut off. That's not exaggeration. That's the environment GloRilla and her siblings grew up navigating. Money was tight all the time. Lights getting shut off, food running low, stress never leaving the room.
And the link with him, it was on the yacht. We had met on the yacht and stuff, and we was just chopping it up. And then the rest was history.
How you get to Gotti last, though? Gotti right there in Memphis.
Right, because it's like, I don't know. I probably was scared. As I pulled up and we was on the yacht, I instantly hooked up to the aux, played all my unreleased music, and he was just, we was just on the yacht vibing to all my unreleased music I got. So he was like, it just felt right. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he believed in me.
This wasn't some reality show struggle made for TV. This was real life pressure. Her sister Scarface even shared that during the hardest times, they were eating ketchup sandwiches, literally just bread and ketchup. That detail alone tells you how serious things were. GloRilla saw her mother pushing through exhaustion every day, working nonstop just to keep a roof over their heads. That kind of upbringing usually burns something into you. It teaches you where you came from and how hard it was to survive. Those memories don't fade easily. Before any rap checks came in, GloRilla was grinding like everybody else. She worked fast food jobs just to stay afloat. Long shifts on her feet, dealing with impatient customers, going home smelling like grease and fryer oil. That was her normal routine. Minimum wage, maximum effort, just trying to help the family situation any way she could. But even with all that pressure, she had a vision. Music was the escape. She wanted out of the struggle, out of the cycle, out of the environment that kept pulling people down. So she started recording songs, putting tracks together, and pushing her sound around Memphis. At first, nothing moved fast. No overnight success, no instant buzz. She was just another local artist trying to be heard. People doubted her, brushed her off, told her to stay focused on regular work. But she didn't stop. She kept recording, kept pushing, kept betting on herself when nobody else would. That persistence mattered. Then 2022 hit like a lightning strike. GloRilla dropped FNF, and everything exploded. The song went viral fast. TikTok couldn't escape it. Dance videos everywhere, radio spins nonstop, clubs playing it back to back. The energy was different, and people felt it immediately. In what felt like overnight, she went from clocking shifts to being one of the most talked about new voices in rap. Her Memphis sound stood out, her confidence hit hard. People connected with her raw energy, and finally, the recognition matched the effort she put in. That's when the industry took notice. Yo Gotti himself reached out, a Memphis legend seeing potential and moving fast. He signed her to CMG Records, locking her into a real deal situation. Now she had label backing, real resources, major opportunities, and industry power behind her. Once that deal inked, everything shifted. New image, new confidence, new access. Teeth fixed, appearance upgraded, designer outfits on rotation. She was showing up everywhere. BET events, Grammy appearances, Essence Festival, major stages. The former fast food worker was now standing next to the biggest names in music, and the money started stacking heavy. Performance checks, endorsements, streaming revenue, brand deals, it all came flooding in.
I always say she marked me, but I ain't never feel no special than none of the other kids who y'all was treated the same. It's just growing up, my mama had me near her, like I was like, right.
GloRilla Woods had officially transformed into a full-blown superstar, and the gap between where she came from and where she landed became impossible to ignore. GloRilla was really getting to the money, no question about it. She went from stressing over bills to pulling up in luxury cars and living that full celebrity lifestyle. Designer fits, high-end rides, private events, everything changed fast. When you really think about how quick the switch happened, it's mind-blowing. Interviews everywhere, festival stages, major collabs with big artists. She wasn't just winning, she was dominating. From the outside looking in, she was living the dream. Everything she ever talked about wanting was finally happening. Fame, money, respect, attention, it all lined up perfectly. It looked unstoppable, like nothing could slow her rise. But that's when things started getting messy. Because here's the real question people started asking. What about her family? The same family she grew up struggling with. 10 siblings under one roof. A mother still working long shifts at FedEx. The same people who shared that hard life with her. Where did they fit into all this success? And this is where the story takes a sharp turn. Once GloRilla got rich, she reportedly packed up and left Memphis. Not only that, but people close to the situation say she stopped responding to her family altogether. No calls, no texts, no check-ins, just silence. That's not speculation, that's what her own relatives claim happened. While GloRilla was out here posting photos in Bentleys and Maybachs, her family was still stuck in survival mode. Same city, same stress, same bills piling up. Her mom still clocking in at work, her siblings still scrambling to make rent, and according to them, no financial help was coming from her direction. That part shocked a lot of people. Making it out is one thing, but leaving everyone behind without support hits different. And what really made folks side-eye the situation was this detail. While her family was struggling, GloRilla was gifting friends brand new cars. Cars! To people she hadn't even known that long. Meanwhile, her own family couldn't get basic help. That didn't sit right with a lot of people. Her family had front row seats to all of it. Watching her on TV, seeing her in music videos, scrolling past her flexing on social media, every post probably felt like another reminder. They were likely thinking, when is she going to reach back? But that moment never came. No call, no message, nothing. Her sister said she reached out multiple times, trying to connect, trying to talk, trying to ask for help, and every time, she got ignored. Imagine texting your own sister and getting left on read or not answered at all. That kind of silence hurts deeper than people realize. And remember, these are the same siblings who grew up together. Same house, same struggle, same nights eating barely anything. Now suddenly she's moving like none of that ever happened. That's where the frustration boiled over. That's when her sister, known online as Scarface Woods, decided she had enough. She went live on Facebook and aired everything out. No filters, no holding back, just raw emotions spilling out in real time.
Man, I'm talking about y'all favorite rapper. Y'all favorite rapper ain't shit, and I'm getting tired of it. Y'all mad. Fuck. Y'all talking about some she ain't obligated. She ain't obligated when she want to sit here and all them interviews and talk about the struggles we've been through and then reach back and help none of us out. But got her friends riding and shit. And my mama still working at FedEx. Y'all better get the fuck out of my face.
It wasn't staged. It wasn't scripted. It was pure frustration finally coming to the surface. Scarface jumped on that live and said they were on Boss Talk TV, then dropped a statement that shook people. She said, "Everybody's favorite rapper isn't being real with us and I'm tired of it." No easing into it, no intro, straight to the point. You could hear the anger and pain in her voice immediately. She kept going and addressed the critics head on. She said, people keep saying she isn't obligated, but how is she not when she goes on interviews talking about our struggles, then doesn't help any of us while our mom is still working at FedEx? That line hit hard because it pointed out the contradiction. GloRilla had been doing interviews, telling stories about growing up poor, about the Memphis struggle, about coming from nothing. That story helped build her brand and connect with fans. But according to her sister, when it was time to help the people who lived that story with her, she disappeared. This wasn't just anger. It was years of built-up hurt finally spilling out. Scarface felt overlooked, dismissed, and forgotten. She wanted people to see what was happening behind the scenes, not just the polished celebrity image. Then Scarface dropped another heavy detail. She said, "I'm constantly known as her sister, but she doesn't deal with us at all." Think about that. Everywhere she goes, people recognize her because of the connection. They ask questions, make assumptions, treat her like she has access to that success. But behind closed doors, she couldn't even get a reply. That kind of disconnect hurts in a different way. And just when people thought it couldn't get worse, Scarface revealed something else that shocked viewers. She shared that their father was struggling badly. According to her, he had to borrow $100 from their mother just to get by. $100! That's pocket change compared to the lifestyle GloRilla was living. Thousands spent on outfits, jewelry, and gifts, but her own father couldn't get help without borrowing a small amount. That detail alone sent the internet into full debate mode, and it didn't stop there because Scarface revealed something even heavier. She said the family is still struggling just to keep a roof over their heads. Rent is overdue, stress is nonstop, and the pressure is real. Scarface even shared that she personally had to give her mom $1,800 toward a $2,400 rent payment because GloRilla allegedly blocked their mother completely. Blocked her own mom, the woman who raised her, sacrificed for her, and held the family together when times were dark. That part hit people hard. Blocking the same woman who fought to feed 10 kids when there was nothing? That's a different level of hurt. The family doesn't even know if they'll still have a place to live next month. Meanwhile, GloRilla is reportedly living lavish, buying luxury cars and spending big on her appearance. The numbers don't line up, and people started asking serious questions. Scarface said it's been 4 full years with no real support. 4 years since GloRilla blew up, and according to her sister, not a single dollar sent back home. No help, no packages, no simple "are you okay" message, nothing at all. That silence hurt more than the money issue itself. She also called out the difference between GloRilla's public image and her private actions. Scarface said GloRilla goes on interviews acting like she's close with the family, like everything is love. But behind the scenes, she doesn't communicate with them at all. That contrast made people feel like the story being sold didn't match reality.
Oh, we used to have days when we wasn't eating, but motherfucker ain't obligated. But you want to get on interviews and talk about the struggle. You want to talk about the struggle. But yeah, ain't one of us shining, fool. Ain't one of us shining. You got everybody else in this hole. You giving money out. You bringing money back around. You didn't cross you badly because Sanchez watch you get your ass beat. Oh God, watch you get your ass stomped. And I remember when Khalid did this shit. She watched you and you brought her back around, and she went live about you.
Scarface then went into painful detail about their upbringing. She talked about sleeping on broken air mattresses, dealing with rats and roaches, and bathing with bottled water when utilities were shut off. She mentioned surviving on canned beans and ketchup sandwiches when there was no real food. That was their shared childhood, and those memories clearly still weigh heavy. She also mentioned they have a brother with special needs who requires extra care and support. According to Scarface, that brother hasn't received help either, which made the situation feel even more serious. That detail alone pushed the conversation beyond money and into responsibility and compassion. And remember, this isn't coming from outsiders or strangers. This is her own sister speaking. Someone who lived through the same hardships, wore the same clothes, and survived the same nights. Watching a sibling live in luxury while you're still fighting to survive cuts deep in a way most people can't imagine. Scarface didn't just talk. She pointed to examples. She claimed GloRilla has been buying cars for friends and people outside the family. She even mentioned someone named Rambo, saying GloRilla bought them a brand new Escalade, a vehicle worth tens of thousands of dollars. That detail sent shockwaves online. Imagine scrolling through social media and seeing your sister gift someone a brand new SUV while you're struggling to keep an older car running. That kind of moment feels like a slap to the face. It sends a message, intentional or not, about who matters and who doesn't. Scarface also pointed out that GloRilla is constantly in new cars, dressed head to toe in designer, attending exclusive events. Yet their mother is still working long shifts at FedEx. The same mother who raised 10 kids sacrificed sleep, money, and energy just to keep the family together. Then Scarface mentioned something that confused a lot of people. She said, GloRilla bought their dad a Jaguar, but it often sits without gas. A luxury car that can't be driven doesn't actually solve anything. It looks good, but it doesn't change day-to-day struggles. She also addressed claims that GloRilla retired their father. Scarface said that wasn't accurate. According to her, he retired on his own and is still struggling financially. That made people question whether these gestures were about real support or public image. And the way Scarface spoke made it clear this wasn't just about money. This was about respect, loyalty, and being acknowledged. She felt like her sister forgot where she came from and who stood beside her during the hardest times. After Scarface went public, the internet exploded. But not everyone sided with the family. A lot of GloRilla's fans jumped in aggressively, defending her every move. Some comments claimed GloRilla didn't owe anyone anything and that adults should handle their own responsibilities. Others said family members shouldn't expect help just because of a blood connection. Some even suggested the family was jealous or looking for handouts. The comment sections turned heated fast. There were also fans saying GloRilla's friends earned their support by working with her. Others questioned whether money given to family would even be used responsibly. The defense was strong and relentless, but others pushed back hard. They argued this wasn't about entitlement, it was about basic care. Making sure a mother doesn't have to work exhausting shifts. Making sure a father doesn't need to borrow small amounts just to get by. People started bringing up other celebrities who made sure their families were taken care of. Examples flooded in. Artists who bought homes for their parents, paid off debts, and lifted their entire families up with them. One comment stood out to many. It said, "If we struggle together, we rise together." That mindset resonated with a lot of people. If one person eats, everyone eats. That's how many families operate. Still, the internet stayed divided. Some believed GloRilla had her reasons and that family issues are rarely simple. Others felt Scarface's pain was too real to ignore. Scarface responded by saying her mother is working and she herself is working too. This wasn't about laziness, it was about support from someone who clearly has the means to help. And to be fair, some people did raise a valid point. Maybe there's more to the story. Maybe private issues exist that the public doesn't know about. That possibility can't be ignored. But based on Scarface's words, it sounds like she felt abandoned after the fame arrived. And if that's true, it's heartbreaking. This situation is layered, emotional, and messy from every angle. One thing is clear though, the story sparked a massive conversation about success, family, loyalty, and what people owe the ones who stood with them when they had nothing.